Welcome back to the vlog, guys. Welcome here to another hot one in Hoskins. Right now you're going to do a 30-minute flight out to Kandrian today. We'll let him get started though. If you watched the last video, we were going to take you out to see a volcano today, but plans have changed. We're in a different airplane, but still the same location. 7:48 in the morning and 32 degrees Celsius or 90 degrees Celsius or 90 degrees Fahrenheit. So yeah, it's a hot, humid one to start the day. We got the weather report over in Kandrian. It's just a old runway. I don't even know when it was built. It's super long, but it's really skinny. It almost looks like a dirt road. But the weather's good, high overcast, and it's calm weather out there. And then after that one, we're heading actually all the way up to Wewak, like almost like a 2.5-hour flight over water. So that's gonna be a long one, but I'm not gonna be filming on that one because it's just gonna be long and boring.
All stations, Hoskins, 127.1, November Tango Kilo is taxiing for departure. Runway 12, November Tango Kilo for Hoskins. Moresby, 5565, November Tango Kilo.
Moresby, 5565, go ahead.
November Tango Kilo on 5565, taxi, Hoskins, Kandrian, 2 POB.
November Tango Kilo, low for traffic.
November Tango Kilo. Didn't do the governor check.
You could just do it on your way and then just release brakes and go. That's what I do at places like this.
Alright. For 1590, rotating 62. Alright, power set, engine instruments are in the green, airspeed's alive. 19T is okay, 50 plus, continuing, 62, rotating.
Well, we were told, Brad and I were told last week that there's actually a World War II airplane somewhere right here in this jungle, or the palm oil plantation somewhere in there. Actually, no, that's the coconut plantation, an old coconut plantation. Anyway, somewhere in there is one. I don't know where. Someday I'll do it on the ground video and we'll go try to find it and climb all over it. Well, now that we're in the climb, Brad's just bringing our ITT down and our torque down. So at sea level, if you just pull your prop back really fast, your torque will actually spike, and if you're at 740 on the ITT, it actually can over torque the engine if you pull it back too fast, because from the time you pull it back 2200 RPM down to 2000 RPM, which is what we're just going to do the rest of our flight in, our actual torque will actually go 100 foot-pounds higher, and if you're close enough, it will actually start going into the yellow and potentially the red if you pull it back too fast. I went through here once when there was like 35 knots of like crosswind coming through here. I do not recommend it. Okay. It was insane, like severe turbulence like I had never experienced, just because it's such a small area, and then it just becomes a Ventura even more, and it hits these mountains, you're just so close. Like, I've only been nervous a couple of times when it comes to severe turbulence, but that was one of them. If you have any winds coming this way, if you're having passages and stuff, like as you're coming maybe from Goroka, like the closer you get to this as you're coming into Hoskins, it's going to be a lot more turbulent because it's hitting all these. So even if I know that the winds are coming this way, I'll tend to want to just stay a little bit further out as I'm coming in, just to make it a little bit more comfortable and a little less bumpy for everyone.
Yeah. Moresby 5565, November Tango Kilo departure. November Tango Kilo departed Hoskins, time 54, track 223. Climbing 8,000, estimating Kandrian, time 22.
November Tango Kilo, low report traffic direction H1008.
1008, November Tango Kilo. Alright, Kandrian is 1735, 17.
is uphill, 1.5%, elevation 300, traffic pattern altitude 1300, length is 1,000 plus meters, left-hand circuit.
It says 1.5 slope, but I really think it's more closer to 3%.
Okay.
I mean, it looks like about the same as Goroka. Because when you're landing downhill, you definitely float a lot further.
Okay.
Or if you're taking off uphill and you're heavy, it feels a little uncomfortable. Like you take off and you're climbing with the terrain, and you're like, man, I'm not getting anywhere until you get up to 73, 80 knots, something like that. Well, if you guys are interested in doing a flight sim, flying this exact same flight that Brad's flying, or if you'd like to see some on-the-ground content like out here at Cadrian or Lele like we were yesterday, check out the Patreon page link down below. I've got posted videos of just walking around the areas, showing what the community looks like. I've got drone footage on the ground and things like that. I think you guys would be interested in seeing just a different aspect of what our job is here that we do. And if you guys don't know how to fly the Kodiak, I've got a course down below as well that walks you through for a few hours on everything that we do, procedural, and how to fly the Kodiak, how to start it, shut it down, how I take off, how we can land in the exact same spot every time, everything like that. So if you're a beginner or intermediate or whatever, I think you guys will really enjoy it. Guys, I figured I'd actually cover a couple things on this middle screen here. It's called the MFD.
All stations, Cadrian 127.1, Kodiak, November Tango Kilo is 10 miles to the northeast, 4,200 on descent, estimating circuit time 22. All stations, Cadrian.
Orders be 5565, November Tango Kilo.
November Tango Kilo, motion.
November Tango Kilo is in the circuit to Cadrian, cancel SAR.
November Tango Kilo, Cadrian, Charlotte terminated.
November Tango Kilo.
Oh, how are you? Again, like maybe I'm not following exactly how you're going to be entering in.
We're just coming over to the left a little bit to make a 180 to enter left downwind.
Okay, so just for reference, so because it's an uncontrolled place, for one, we're legally required to do at least 3 legs, which we will be doing, but at the same time, for how many problems we've had here with people on the runway, leaving things on the runway. I mean, was it you that we almost hit a cone once because some kids or something had left a cone in the middle of the runway? I would highly recommend every bush place fly overhead, because if someone's mowing or something, they'll also see you and get off. Because I haven't done that in the past, and then I'm on shore final going, wait a minute, there's someone mowing and they don't even know I'm coming yet. But typically the way I come is come in like this and then fly back overhead so that you're doing, everybody knows that you're here. Because it doesn't take, even just a mile away, they might not be able to hear our engine, because it is pretty quiet. Now that we're in the circuit, he's just pulling his torque on down to maybe 450 foot-pound of torque. Pop forward, that helps us slow on down, and then he'll eventually get 10 degrees, start slowing down to around 100 knots to enter into our downwind. Looks like they're already here, the people that are picking up our cargo, and they're probably running up and down with their car, just making sure that everything looks good on the runway for us. Anything on it at all?
It looks really clear to me. I'm sure he's driven it, but it looks good to me.
And where are you planning on landing, just so that my sight picture is the same as yours?
There's a patch. There's a gray patch kind of over on the other end.
Okay.
We'll aim for that.
And just as a reminder, because it might have been a while, don't go off the 1.6 miles to turn. Otherwise, you're going to be too short. You're going to have to go a little bit further out. There's a patch out there, I think maybe where that smoke is. It's a clearing. That's about the area that I turn. Yeah, about where the smoke is, right at it, past it, that's where I turn. But once we're abeam the numbers, basically, he's going to start pulling his power back down to 450. We should be getting our 20 degrees flaps in here shortly. There we go. And we'll be slowing down to 82 knots, 92 knots, then 82 knots, then 72 on final. There we go, nice airspeed control from Brad, 92 knots, now we're slowing down to 82 knots. As you can see, he's really not even having to do any power changes just because we are pretty full up today. Just in that turn, we bled off our 10 knots, and then once he goes full flaps without adjusting power, he shouldn't have to with this heavy, and he couldn't. And in his turn with his flaps, it will slow us right down to our VREF of 72 knots. Alright guys, well, hope you guys enjoyed that. It was a little bit of a boring flight, not really a lot going on. This is Candrian. I'll throw up an old drone shot that I had. I only got like 30 seconds of footage just because my drone knew that it was an airport, which it doesn't in most of the places in PNG, and it let me have like 2 minutes of flight time basically up and back, so enjoy that very few seconds. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys would like to consider subscribing if you'd like to see more of this kind of content. I've got a lot of videos on here, and if you guys are interested in some sunglasses that look like this, I've got these on my website. Gold, silver, glass lenses. They've actually really held up really well over the past, well, year and a half now. So thanks again, guys, and see you guys next time.